Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new, welcome. I appreciate you hanging with me today for yet another post-burn review. If you happen to be new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. Today's post-burn review is of an intriguing fragrance from Yankee Candle called Phantom Bookshop. This candle is a returning scent from Yankee's Halloween collection last year. When it was first released, it came out in the single wick and two wick tumbler jars, and it had a dark gray wax color with a raven sitting on top of a book on the front label. When I smelled it on cold last year, I found the scent to be appealing and unique yet mysterious. To me, it didn't smell like anything I had smelled in a Halloween collection before. I haven't burnt my two wick from last year to be able to compare the performance of this year's three wick, but just in case any of you have, I wanted to review this year's release in case any of you want to give the three wick a try. In comparison to last year's packaging, I prefer the direction that Yankee went with this year's Halloween labels. I'm loving the deep red burgundy wax color, and while I don't mind spooky labels for Halloween, I like that this label has a tasteful, elevated Halloween vibe. It's not too dark or spooky, yet it avoids looking juvenile or cartoonish. On this front label, we have this beautiful full moon surrounded by gold stars with black crows flying in the night sky, a magic wand, and an old book. I love how the centerpiece of the photo label includes some of the listed scent notes as well as imagery to reflect those listed scent notes. So we have some orange slices with roses and vanilla orchids. Getting into the listed scent notes, we have top notes of orange, rose, grapefruit, and aged ink, mid notes of cinnamon leaf, myrrh, olibanum, and hedione, and a base of patchouli, vanilla parchment, guaiac wood, and amber. Getting into the actual scent, which is fascinating because this list of scent notes is complex, so due to that, I'm going to go layer by layer and share what I'm actually smelling versus what's on paper. So starting at the top, we have those two citrus notes of orange and grapefruit with a floral rose and ink accord. If you're not a fan of orange or grapefruit, those two notes don't stand out to me on cold or while lit. I'm not smelling anything that's a sharp citrus, anything sparkling or juicy. If anything, those two notes lend a subtle brightness to keep the top notes of rose and aged ink from feeling too heavy. I do pick up the rose note, but it's definitely not a freshly cut garden rose you'd smell in the springtime. This rose note presents itself as a very soft, slightly powdery, dusty, dried rose, and it doesn't dominate the fragrance, so this isn't a rose-forward scent. Then you have the super unique aged ink note that gives the opening of the scent that atmospheric old library quality. It's almost like vintage calligraphic ink drying on parchment paper, which sets that mysterious tone from the very first burn. Moving on to the mid notes of this scent, if you absolutely detest cinnamon in home fragrance because it can turn a scent into a harsh spice bomb, then no need to worry about it with this candle because I don't get any cinnamon whatsoever. However, what really shines is the mid notes of myrrh and olibanum. The myrrh gives this scent a rich, dark incense quality. Paired with the olibanum, which is essentially frankincense, it creates this gorgeous, resinous, slightly smoky aroma that doesn't lean too heavily into the church incense realm. Then there's the listed note of hedione, which is just a synthetic aroma compound derived from jasmine. It doesn't add a loud white floral smell and instead serves as a lifting agent. It's what keeps the heavy incense and resin notes from feeling too thick and provides a smooth, airy-like quality to the fragrance as it burns. Wrapping up this fragrance, we have the base notes, which are warm and woodsy. The patchouli isn't prominent in this candle how it is in Yankee's Witch's Brew. It's very subtle and grounded instead of being heavy and earthy. Instead, the guaiac wood takes center stage and it provides this smooth, slightly smoky woodiness, which is reminiscent to old wooden bookshelves or antique furniture. To sweeten things up, that vanilla parchment note comes through beautifully. It adds a warm, sweet paper accord that really ties into this bookshop theme. The amber note is delicate and brings a slight touch of elegant perfuminess to round out the entire fragrance into something cozy, atmospheric, and incredibly unique. One thing I will say about Yankee, as far as the burn time, you definitely get your money's worth, even with the three wicks, because I have burned this candle for more than 3 hours over 5 to 6 burn sessions, and I still haven't quite hit the halfway mark. Despite the slower burn, it still pulls out nice and evenly, creating a deep, even wax pool. The flames aren't burning too high and wild. Instead, they're more on the low-medium side and steady. I'm also not seeing any soot coming from the wicks, and no soot is accumulating on the inside of the jar, so the burn quality is great so far. This fragrance has a soft scent profile despite having rosewood and incense notes, so I decided to place it in my bedroom where I'd rate the strength and throw in the soft medium range. The scent softly fills my bedroom without me easily going nose blind to it and has a nice noticeable room filling presence. I could definitely take this one a little stronger, but I'm pleased with the fact that it's capable of filling out my bedroom space. I love the fragrance, the burn quality is great, and I don't mind a soft but present medium strengthened throw in my bedroom, so I'm considering repurchasing it despite already having one from last year. I also love that I can enjoy the scent for longer than 3 hours without having to worry about high flames and soot. I recommend giving this one a try, and if you found this review helpful, then please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you happen to purchase this candle, what your thoughts are about it, and I'll catch you all in the next video.